Hello, hello.
I
Everyone was silent.
I know. I think it's because I hit the record button and I've just been. I don't want to say trained. I've just been
To
conditioned.
anticipate us.
Yeah, I've been conditioned to expect loud noises as soon as I hit the button because of Josh.
You're not getting a jack again?
I'm
So,
assuming not.
he's in the other chat, so I'm assuming he's not joining.
I think until he eventually says otherwise, it's just best to assume he's dropped out of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried asking him about the. I did try asking him about the vampire one, and he just completely dodged the questions. So.
Yeah, no, he is. It very much feels like he's ghosting the game, and doesn't want to.
Because I asked him, "Are you going to be there?" and he said, "Maybe." And then I was like, "I was just wondering if you're still interested in the game," and he just dodged the question.
I would just say until otherwise, assume he's no longer in the games.
Oh, that's what I forgot
Yeah.
to get. Luckily, this isn't.
And it's
But,
not like he's got.
No.
Yeah. So, and I will be right back. Go ahead and start without me.
I mean, we already hit the record button,
Yes.
but I did forget to get something from upstairs. So, greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Devil Darlings. And he does. Ah, the bag's handle thing is closed. I can't open it. Just drag them out. I've got to. There. Eh. So, last
Is
time.
this your Jaffa cakes?
No. This is me getting the book I use on Wednesdays that has all the NPCs for the Rock of Bral written down, as well as me getting the Spelljammer's book so I can get the map.
Did
So
everyone remember to level up?
I did.
What level are we?
6.
6.
Let me check.
Where did I keep the map for the Rock of Bral? It should be in one of these somewhere.
Because I forgot, so that's why I'm asking people.
I totally forgot.
Oh, there it is. It's stuck to the inside of the box.
I am
didn't
still
forget, my
level
brain just did not allow me.
5.
It's fine. There's not going to be combat this session. I think I should always say that with an asterisk.
I was about to say, you don't know that.
Nanza goes out of her way to cause problems.
Ooh, 9-point increase.
I'm not going to say what my hit points increased by.
Well, I can't really hide what mine just increased by.
So I need.
I rolled
Neither
mine
can
before you
Dion,
guys
so.
entered, so...
So I think I've showed this off before. I know Dion and I think Rebecca at least know, but I don't know if the rest of you know. Have you ever seen like the physical version of Spelljammers?
No.
Because it comes with a map of the Rock of Bral, which is the place you're at now, and it's massive. And I kind of needed it just to remember what the locations are called.
I'm back.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I was just saying, Santa, I had to quickly go get the Rock of Bral map so I could remember all the locations. Because yes, I could pull it up in a separate tab, but then I run the risk of accidentally clicking into that tab or something. Whereas if I
get
just
so
have the
many
physical
missed
version here, I've just got it. So, last time, you all managed to finish off the Vampire Lord finally. He's gone, he's dead.
Ah!
I've tried to remember
He
who it was
did.
who got the last blow on him.
I think I did.
Yes, it was because he ran over to try and hit you and he nat wand and you just shanked him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Upon his defeat, the Countess basically took command, said that she would help try and fend off the invasion while everyone in the village and you lot got to safety. Misskiff merged with her feral tiefling self and became a pretty much in between state, I guess, would be the best way to put it.
Girl
Your
tiefling.
image.
Yeah, word thief.
Yam teeth.
And you all raided the castle a bit just to get yourself some fancy gear before stepping through the portal, where you found yourselves in a location that was familiar to, I'd assume Cog as well, but definitely the Marquis.
Hmm.
So you found yourselves in the giant bustling city that is known as the Rock of Bral. More specifically, you find yourselves coming out in the dry dock, which you will know to be the roughly southwest area of the top side. And for those who don't know what the Rock of Bral is, it's essentially a giant, it's like a big sprawling city separated into 3 districts on top of a giant floating asteroid in the wild space. Let me just move that map to one side.
I think you're seeing a sky. You're wrong. You're seeing LSD.
Pretty much, I'd say probably like the equivalent of like that kind of those kind of roofs where it tries to fake space, mixed with like an aurora borealis going on at the same time.
An aurora borealis, completely localized in this area, this
Yes,
time of year.
yes.
Yes.
Can I see it?
Make me a perception
No.
check.
Please tell me, people. I'm assuming Santa, you got the joke.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh
I
yeah.
got the joke
No,
as well, but
Simpsons is my comfort.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's just I just put on the Simpsons.
so I'm going to roll a
Um,
d6 to see whose item is described first, because you're all
I'll
got
be
a
back
magic
in
item.
just 1 second.
Because you all did indeed get a magic item from this, from raiding the castle. But none of you have had the time to look at it and try and discern what they are, so we're going to start off with Santa, with the Marquis.
Yes.
Yours looks like it's a pendant that looks
Yes.
like 2 gold hands clasping what seem to be 3 rubies. And as always with this kind of stuff, you can make me... My brain just stopped because I remember... What game were we in recently where we were told you could... It was quite literally your game, David, where you were telling me Arcana does not tell you what the item is. It just lets you know that it's magic.
Yes. Because in my view on that is the whole purpose of the identify spell, and if Arcana can do that, then that completely makes that spell worthless and redundant, and that just seems like it would be too obvious of a loophole.
I'm of the persuasion that the identity spell is already useless and shouldn't be taken. But that's just how I am
The
as
way
well.
I've always seen it when it comes to it is both are viable options. It's just that identity lets you
I would
just
just
get it straight
proceed.
away. Arcana is like a high DC kind of thing for it.
DM discretion always, yeah.
Yeah. That way, it's not like limiting people to have to take a certain spell to guess what magic items are. But it's going to be more difficult for them if they decide not to take it.
Yeah. I always have NPCs sprinkled around the world, like any mage or
Oh yeah, like
specialty store that you pay them, they will identify for you. A way
uh,
to kind of have players like spend their money.
the Marquis would know that there are places here that will do that service for them. But it's up to you, the Marquis, if he wants to roll an Arcana to try and get it now, or if he wants to pay one of these guys a visit, or see if someone has the Identify spell.
I suggest an option 3.
What is option 3?
The good old adage of fuck around and find out.
I mean, that is also an option.
It's just a joke I keep using when people try to identify magic items. It's like, it might be cursed. Fuck around and find out.
The best way to put it with that rule is you know it's magical, but you don't know what it is.
Cog! I have a magical item if I don't know what it is.
Mm.
Truly a powerful enchantment.
That seems like something very dangerous to be left in his hands.
A spell that's entire point is that you have no idea what it does or why.
Is this a hint
Truly
that you want
powerful
me to look at it?
sorcery. Truly. No, of course not. It's mine.
Hmm?
It's my
Mine.
amulet if I don't know what the fuck this is.
You just accidentally use it one time and it ends up blowing something up.
Are you putting it on?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll put it on.
You don't feel anything at the moment aside from the slight tingle that is always there when an item is attuning, aka it needs attunement.
Fascinating. The amulet, if I don't know what the fuck it is, requires attunement. So therefore, is it not the amulet if I don't know what the fuck it is, and thus it requires attunement to find out what the fuck it is? Magic is weird.
1, 2, 3,
I don't know who leaves around these sorceress objects anyways.
As for Nanza, yours is
Uh-oh.
a ring of connected metal links with what seems to be a clear gem in the middle, like a square rectangular gem.
I'll roll an Arcana.
Okay.
I am not that intelligent, but I am still decently intelligent for a barbarian fighter.
You actually just about managed to get
I'm back.
this.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
You would know that A, it's magical, B, it requires attunement, and that what you're holding in your hand is a ring of free action,
Hey.
aka when you wear this ring, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement. In addition, magic can neither reduce your speed nor cause you to be paralyzed or restrained.
Yeah. Literally too angry, and with the help of a ring, to have anything be fucky wucky.
Pretty much. So I'm assuming that you're just slipping that on now to reach into
Yep.
it. Who else do we have? I already did Santa. Misskiff,
Mm-hmm.
you are also holding a ring. This one, however, seems thinner than Nanza's. Gold with a couple of emeralds, what seems to be a jade and lapis hummingbird attached to it.
I'll try and figure out what it is.
Uh, Arcana, but it is, as I said, a bit of a high DC compared to if you had the identify spell or if you just took it to someone to identify it for you. Never mind that, what, 20?
I'm gonna re-roll
Misskiff.
roll 20
Misskiff.
because it's lagging really bad.
Oof. So you'd know that it's magical, you know that it requires attunement. You would know this is called the Ring of Evasion.
Misskiff rolls so good that she also identifies Hippomans.
Essentially put, this ring has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dex saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend one of the charges to succeed instead.
Nice.
Just go to a 1d3 because it makes more sense now. Unusor. Yours is not a piece of jewelry. Yours, you enjoy nature, ignored all the little trinkets, and went straight for what looks like a weapon.
Ooh.
And you grabbed what seems to be a blade made of pure crystal.
I'm liking the sound of this.
Remind me again what sword it is you use? It's a great sword, isn't it? Just a normal sword.
No, I use a longsword.
Yep, this is a long sword.
Ooh.
Do you wish
Reloading did not
to
help.
do you wish to try and identify?
Sure, what could go wrong with a 1? I say that Bob Keefe or Bob Keefe.
You roll a 1, you think it's just a useless crystal in the shape of a sword.
Close enough.
You know it's magic, you know it requires attunement, you don't know what it does.
I stow it on my back for now.
Okay.
And I say a prayer to Tiamat, thanking her for this gift.
Let me close the ones that we know what they are. So I'm not getting that mistaken. 1d2.
Let's do.
Cog. You found yourself a fancy looking cloak. Kind of like a dark midnightish blue. The inlay of it being red with like a bronzish type of rim around it. And a buckle just under where the neck would be to clasp it in the shape of a shield. Yet again, you may roll if you wish.
23.
You know this to be it also requires attunement. It's a cloak of protection. You gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws while
Hey,
you wear the cloak.
we
Nice.
are cloak buddies.
Glorious.
And last but not least, Bloob.
Yes.
You've got a belt. I don't know how this is going to work because you're a jelly person, but you've got a belt.
Yeah.
Fancy looking belt.
Wait, plasmoids can hold their shape, right?
They can.
Jesus, why is it being so laggy?
I'm assuming it's just roll 20 in general tonight. Do you wish to make me an Arcana? You know it's a magic belt that requires attunement, but you don't know why. So that is 3 people who know what their items are and 3 people who do not.
Perfectly
The
balanced.
others who was part of the party, who the players aren't here, will look to the others and be like, yeah, you're all, I'm assuming that you're all going to want to be exploring, but we kind of want to rest. We'll be on the ship if you need us. And indeed, your ship is indeed parked at the docks.
Do I get some decent clothing instead of rags?
You did.
Cool.
How did the turtle get here?
Good question. How did the turtle get here, Marquis? Gog.
Oh, she went through the portal.
What are you talking about? What turtle?
Our ship.
She's not a turtle, she's a tortoise!
Loretta, or whatever you called it.
Loretta.
Yes, Loretta. And how did she get here? Well, if I must really explain the idea of interdimensional spatial travel,
I thought she just went through the portal with everyone else.
Loretta's smart.
yes, but he's wondering how she got here, thus he's wondering how we got here. And so our reality is based upon very, very small filaments of various different dimensions, all intersecting into one another. There's a lot of maps that depict it as being circles, but it's not really circles. That's just because map space, we're all on top of each other. So picture ripping through each of those filaments as we throw ourselves into it. And thus Loretta can naturally do that, kind of, sort of. She needs a little bit of help from Gateway, but a little bit safer. In fact, the high amounts of arcane radiation that we have probably put into our bodies from going through the
I
portal
lean over
was
to
quite
Unusor,
possible.
being like, "Do you understand any of this?"
Just as the conversation carries on, Unusor's eyes slowly drift further apart.
I put some in the sidebar.
Yeah.
Misskiff is still getting used to standing on normal legs.
Also,
Kind of normal legs.
I feel like I need to state this now. I need to do the thing of every tortoise is a turtle, but not every turtle is a tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
Tortor.
So, what is everyone doing? I should note that it is probably around midday here in the Rock of Bral.
Did we get any money?
Did you get any money? You did. You got 500. Oh, no. Not 500 silver each.
Okay,
And 50 gold each.
that's cool.
Pretty much all you could quickly grab before having to get through the portal, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's fine. Just
What
let
was the
me
money
have
that we got?
spending money.
500 silver each and 50 gold each.
Wonderful.
That way you've all got spending monies.
They remind me what the conversions are in your campaign. I can't remember if they're the same or something different.
It's,
It's always 100 equals 1 kind of thing.
I thought it was 10 equals 1.
Oh,
It's
10 equals
10
1.
equals 1.
Yeah, my bad.
That's
Well,
the standard.
No, so
You can do 100 equals
copper.
1.
Yeah, 100 copper does equal 1 gold. So that makes sense. But just
go-
wanted to make sure.
We're going off British rules here. There is no silver.
Yeah.
Only pennies and pounds. No,
Oh god, you're using Electrum.
No, screw that noise.
So,
Electrum is basically used as poker chips here.
so 500 copper?
500 silver.
500 silver, 50
Silver,
gold.
which is 5 gold.
Yep, so
No, that's
basically
not
the
5
equivalent
No.
of 55.
Silver is 50 gold. So yeah, you get 100 gold
Yeah.
if you want to just put it all into one.
My one lonely silver coin in my pocket.
But yeah. Misskiff is just like stood there. Like, now Tiefling again, with thumbs.
I feel
Ah!
like we should get
Where'd you
a
come
walking
from?
cane.
I've
It
been
is the
with you
battle
since
mammal.
we left. She's still got like fur on her arms that kind of leads to like the clawed hands, and like fur on her legs that lead to feet that are still paws. And her tail is still a sable tail, and she's still got ears underneath her beanie cap.
Really need to see, like, either we need to see a cleric or the Council of Lycanthropic Individuals, because this is getting out of hand.
I'm not a lycanthrope, I'm just cursed.
Exactly!
out
That's
of
what a
awe?
lycanthrope is!
Also, she's actually speaking and not telepathically speaking.
That's great. Also, what's the thing that you're doing with the thing on your face?
I'm talking. I can talk now.
Cog, there are sounds coming from...
Marquis, she's
me?
doing what you do.
Ah! So a lot of hot air.
Yes.
Wonderful! She needs to master it a little bit more. Needs to become louder. More
Kind of looks at
boisterous.
herself and is like, firstly, I think I need a bath and maybe a haircut. Because her hair is like way down past her waist.
I hold out a very
Yes.
jagged knife. Hold still and I can give you a haircut.
We are on the Rock of Bral, my friend. We need not display such forms of... Well, actually, now that I think about it, you're likely to get... Couple rules. You know, don't go into alleyways after dark. And seeing as there's really no celestial time frame here, it's always after dark. Did I cover all the rules, Cog?
So we
You
just don't
said
go
one
into any
rule.
alleyways.
Oh, there's multiple rules. It's all right. Anyways, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Just kind of looks at Cog.
We're needing a bath and a barber for the Tiefkenthrope.
I'm still
Anybody else
Misskiff.
needs anything? Well, I never thought you were a different person. I know you're still Misskiff, no matter what form you take.
This is what I used to look like before I got cursed, kind of.
Including
smaller.
the ears
Sable
with the
ear.
tail.
No, those aren't meant to be there. I mean, I had a tail, just a different tail.
Yes.
The more the Marquis speaks, the more I'm convinced his blood is 50% cocaine.
You have not even met Wild Spacers. On that note, you're on a rock that's got hundreds of marquises. Have fun.
Of varying levels.
Of varying levels, yes. I think I might be significantly one of the worst, but there's probably others that are just as bad, if not worse than me. On that, we should find a place. If Loretta's here, hi Loretta. How are you doing, Loretta?
The ship will just slowly look to you as the others finish boarding onto it, and just give
Wait, the
a
ship.
Oop.
Sorry, go on.
and just give a knowing nod, like pretty much stating that they're fine.
Cool.
I was completely unaware the ship could do that.
He's
She
alive.
can do lots of things.
Loretta's done that.
First off, they identify as she/her.
That's what I
Second off,
said.
yes. Oh, I heard he. I'm sorry. I'm here correcting you, and you apparently were right. I apologize. Look at me being a hypocrite. Yes, no, she's very much alive. I thought this was made aware when we gave her back her eyes and tongue.
I reiterate the dog face.
So yes, on that note,
Think of Loretta as a really big Warforged.
Leigh, is there a first and foremost? We're docked at the dry docks, right?
Yes.
So, is there a wharf master we have to notify that Marquis and Cogme know of?
Let me grab the book. It's almost as if I've got way too much stuff laid out here because the map takes up half the sofa.
We should probably
There
let
are
something
laws to
over
the Raka
here.
Brawl.
Dry dock.
No, out of character. There was a Batgirl at the docks last time when we were in the other game.
Fatness.
I just thought Barbara.
Do you know what my problem is? Trying to read my own writing.
Fair enough.
I get that.
I
all
got
the
that.
time. I get that all the time.
Okay, so you would know that the dry docks are currently under the ownership of a male gnome called Nilanin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say long nose.
No,
Ah!
Nilanin.
Okay. Is Raka Brawl free parking?
Yes, usually.
Okay, cool. So then we don't have to report to the wharf master and give him anything.
Not when it comes to the normal docks. The dry docks are a bit more of a concern thing, as that's usually like the emergency docks, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like where ships come in for repairs, or if they've had to just emergency pull in. So you will see a couple of guards heading your way.
I do imagine they're also dealing with the influx of all the villagers that have also come through as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, guards. Hippos?
No.
Or elves?
Also no.
Oh, okay.
They are two different species. Two people, each from different species. One of them is a large female gator-like form.
Oh god.
Oh,
An
no.
envy. The other is what you and Cog would know as a fulgon. To everyone else who hasn't seen a fulgon before, they are like a 4-foot red panda person.
And now Kirsten knows what she wants to play next.
Guards, wonderful. All right. Well, I mean, we need to. They're coming up to us. We'll need to talk to them. But on that, we need a barbershop, a tavern.
Bath.
Also,
oh yes.
Aside from the citizens that did pour through from the village, there are a couple of other people here. One of them rushes up to Loretta, the ship, toolbox in hand, ready to do their job, thinking that Loretta is broken in some way. As you see what is essentially a small little gremlin just rush past you all towards it.
I wouldn't do that. She's very, very,
I want to throw a
consent.
rock at the gremlin. Trying to like
No.
curveball it.
They'll
Don't.
just they'll turn to you from the one and just be like, he's broken?
Kind of, sort of. Not so much broken, just an emergency landing. We'll explain. But thank you for your dedication. Just if you do touch her, ask for consent. She's very
She's been through a little bit.
very contact first, yes. You know.
It fine. Bees know how to deal with talking ships. Not first
Oh,
time.
wonderful. I trust you completely. On that note, guards. Are they here yet?
They are, and they're just kind of waiting there.
Good morning, gentlemen and gentle Ursine.
Red pandas are not actually bears.
What? What are they?
If you have to address me by name. I'm Alden, and this here is Shriz.
Wonderful. Lovely to meet both of you. So yes, may I ask anything the matter? You're coming up here.
More a case of is anything the matter with you, or an influx of people randomly spewing in from a portal out of nowhere.
Oh, yes, allow me to tell you the day that everybody has had. So first and foremost, we get into a whole reality shifting thing with a fairy. Get sent to another entire reality. I'm not even fairly certain. We're like 3 realities from the reality that we were at. Fight against a whole bunch of vampires, gargoyles, all these undead things. Kill a vampire lord. I think that was Nanza. Good job, Nanza! I don't think I told you good job.
Nanza
Oh,
just looks at him and does a thumbs up.
We kill this vampire lord, but the planet's doomed anyways because it's under attack by an illithid high fleet. Yada yada hoot, a bunch of nautiloids coming from the sky. Everybody's hurrying out into reality, and now everybody's in Raka Brawl. And Loretta's parked here because it was a bit of an emergency for her to come over here. Because again, giant illithid high fleet coming through into that reality. Kaboom! Everything's dying over there. But yes.
To be
Oh,
fair,
did I
everything was
mention-
dying before the illithid fleet.
Yeah, it was kind of a shithole anyways before that. No offense to the people that lived there, but they were ruled by an evil vampire lord that was bleeding them all dry, quite literally, and quite financially too, I imagine. Taxes must have been high for a castle like that.
Mm.
Did you catch all that?
They'll just kind of look to you, look to each other, and then just have the moment of, Shriz, report back to Nikonin. Nilanin? Is that an L or a C? Oh, it's an R. Nikarin. Nilarin. What did I say?
No.
You said Nillarin to us.
Nillarin, yes.
Yeah.
Report back to Nilarin. Tell him that the Marquis has arrived.
Ooh, I love going to places where I'm known. It's always
It is
ends
not
badly
good
for
that his
everybody else.
reputation precedes him as a cog.
It's better than some places.
I would like to actually add that he is telling the truth, despite it sounding very crazy.
Thank you, my Minotaurian friend.
Truth or
And we
not,
woke up naked in the hells.
truth or not, ma'am, it's just procedure at this point where if he turns up, we just got to get the boss.
Hmm.
And as he's just standing there as the large gator lady goes to go get the gnome,
Mhm.
I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to pick one of you rather than rolling because it'd be funnier. You will hear a commotion coming from like the crowd of the villagers,
Mm.
and then just see a blur in a small cloak just run through them and try and escape.
Who sees this?
You all see this.
Are they escaping to the portal or are they escaping into the city?
They're escaping into the city.
Ooh, that's a bad idea.
Hmm.
Is there anything we need to concern ourselves with?
Does anybody know who they are?
Oh,
Can't tell. They were in a cloak.
Hmm.
You just hear a voice in the crowd of the villagers, the one who was whose bag it originally was, just being like, they just stole a week's worth of food from me.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at them.
Okay.
Specifically at their leg.
This is not my fault. He's just gonna be like,
Like,
Yep, going for lethal or non-lethal.
I'm trying to disable their leg. I
So
can't
not
really do
lethal.
non-lethal with psychic blades. I don't think. Because it's gonna give them a headache no matter what.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. I forgot that it goes off psychic damage and not a natural, like, pierce.
if she
Yeah, it's
failed
not
to
doing
see it,
physical
whatnot.
damage, but it's gonna give them a shock to their brain immediately if I hit them.
Make me a attack with it then.
Let's see. Thrown.
Yep, that'll hit. As you manage to just catch him on the back of the... what you assume to be like the lower leg. But then again, you never really saw what creature they were underneath the cloak, so you don't know whereabouts it would be.
Do you want
Just
to
know
roll
that...
damage?
no. This is an NPC.
Okay.
As the figure will drop the bag and just kind of stumble.
I'm going to run up immediately and just try to... and just go, don't move or you're getting another one.
It'll look to the bag, and to you as you race
I'm
up.
going to put my paw on the bag.
I'm about to say, you've still got a bit of space to catch up between there and you. Hit.
Brint.
See,
Yes.
this is where it was advantageous when you were small. We could have just yeeted you.
could still eat her. She barely weighs a pencil's weight.
This is true.
I mean,
If anything,
Nanza
now
could
you
get
can
there
throw her
before
like a
me,
sweet.
but
It is going to dive on the bag. And as it does so,
is it just staying on top of the bag?
The hood falls down. You see a wiry, koboldish looking figure. Kind of jet black, blackish kind of scales. Definitely not your normal kind of kobold.
Just kind of catch up to it.
And as you do so, it casts a spell and vanishes.
I know who this is.
As you just hear, Doki claims more bread.
Don't steal from people who don't have shit.
Oh, it's gone. It dimension doored.
They should have been stronger and defended their possessions.
Oh, speaking of which, you will be stolen from quite a bit here. It's funny. There's a lively crime scene
I
here.
dare
Stealing's
you to try.
fine, but you don't take from people who don't have nothing.
Double negative?
Someone's not a wild drifter. You have yet to meet pirates.
Hmm.
Vampires! Although you
My
have met
God.
vampires, but they are different than vampires. Or the Nahalahila.
Some of
Which
the
are-
villagers will start showing what resources they can spare to the one who was just stolen from.
Marquis, are you having a stroke?
The Nahalahila.
And the female guester will return. Shreeze will return with the small gnome tailing behind them.
Misskiff will walk back over to everyone.
Of course, I had to come here to see if I believed it, but of course it's you again. You always come back. like clockwork.
So I've never known you've been here before.
What did you say, sorry?
I said, Nanza, I've never known that you've been here before.
Not her, you.
Me?
Yes, you.
You'd think I'd be used to this bullshit by now, but each time you arrive, you've got a new flavor of it.
Yes, no, maybe. Hi.
So what brings you here this time, along with
Oh,
these?
we're not here by choice. It was convenience.
Yes, I heard reports from Shrees here that it's sanctuary, I guess was the word used.
Yes. Well, I don't think I used the word sanctuary, but he may have. But I implied the word sanctuary, so yes, or haven. One of those two.
They'll have to go to the. Well, we'll have to arrange a appointment with the higher ups, the nobles, to see what to do with this situation. It's not really our place to turn down someone who needs hospitality and a place to stay. So I'd assume we'll be able to find temporary lodgings.
Oh, wonderful. That being said, they are on a planet being attacked by Geth, so you may want to do screenings or something. It's a whole thing.
Being attacked by what?
Lilith.
Squids.
Ugh,
I know!
it will
They're
That's a
have
all
lot of
over the place
paperwork.
nowadays.
You could just be entirely safe and execute the refugees.
Again, that's not how it works here. Plus,
had,
death. Oh, go on.
had they made planetfall?
Most
When
likely.
we were there,
No.
not as far as we could tell when we were there. They seemed to be hovering up in the air. It appeared that they were fighting with a vampire lord, but we may have done the job for them. Which we both had the same job. It needed to be done anyways. He was an asshole. Let me tell you about. I'm not going to tell you about him. Actually, you don't look
He
like
had a
you
lot of shiny things, though.
Shriz, when you put in this skull to the higher ups, let them know about the situation with the elephants. Don't screen for tadpoles if they didn't make planetside, but do screen them for vampires just in case. Right?
Yes.
And what about the? Correct me if I'm wrong. It has been quite a while. The previous place we were in, where we had to verify the veracity of infiltrators. Was that not the same landmass?
No,
No.
The
What?
different
racist
reality.
town.
Yes, that's different reality. And there they did make planetfall, but they haven't come here.
Mm.
Quite frankly, the amount of times they make planetfall in that reality is absurd. Seriously, it's a whole thing.
If I had a gold piece for every time, it'd be over 10.
As for now,
I go. Time would be twice, which
unless,
is weird. That's happened 2 times.
as for now, unless you're planning to do so, we'll do the usual routine. We'll move Loretta here over to the normal docks in your usual spot. The one where
Good.
she's not going to destroy or wreck anything if she does a quick turn.
Yeah, there was the time with the hammerhead. That was a deal.
The hammerhead of one of the lords. Need we forget?
Yes, in our defense, he did park it next to a turtle ship, which are notoriously bad turning. And in that situation, who was driving, Cog? Was that weird little, like,
The rat thing?
yeah, the rat thing? Something squeaking.
It definitely
Anyways, it
said
was a whole
teeth.
thing. Yes, anyways, a whole thing.
No.
But it was taken care of. It was a whole
You can hear
situation.
the vein on Dion's head throbbing.
Whole situation taken care of. But yes, is there a barber shop in town? It's been a hot minute.
A barber shop.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be able to find one on the one of the markets, I'd assume.
Ooh, fun, brilliant. Are we free to go, or do you still require us?
Depends. Are you going to stay here to help process the villagers, or?
I already gave a solution.
We're not doing
I mean, I
that.
can. Do you need us to help process the villagers?
Not really, no. It's not really our job, but
I'm getting very mixed messages here. Okay, Cog.
Hmm.
I'm getting mixed messages. Are you getting mixed messages?
It's
look, I
almost
was
like they
just
want
asking
you to
if you
stay
want.
out.
I was just asking if you wanted to volunteer. That's all. Not saying it's your job.
No.
Oh. Um. I mean, one of us should go. If the rest of the group is going, or do we just leave them
Let the ones on the rat
to
do
their
it.
own devices?
You know, like
mean,
Miasma and Au-Zuk. They're staying here anyway.
And the odd tree.
but
And
I
the
mean,
tree.
Hmm.
don't really understand. Well, I don't know if they could help. Not to be mean, but they're not asking you guys to volunteer. They're asking one of us two to volunteer because, quite frankly, do you know the difference between a tadpole infection and a vampiric infection or spider infection? One of which
Or
crawls into
tumor.
your brain. The other, or tumor. Yeah. Cancer is a major issue within the wild space. Amounts of radiation, stars. You'd be surprised.
Can any of them survive a beheading?
Oh,
I want to point out
yes.
that Unusor is saying this like completely serious expression.
Oh, yes. In fact,
I mean, surely that depends on
the idea
who.
that
Surely that
Go on.
depends on who you're trying to behead, but at the same time, please do not behead. It's illegal here.
Mhm. You know what? I think I will help with the screening. Cog, do you wish to take guide them throughout the city to a place that Misskiff can get a haircut and what everybody else needs?
All right.
Wonderful.
I hate the fact that I am looking through all these names I've written down for NPCs for the Rook Bral and realizing that at least a quarter of them are references.
Yep.
If Nick
Wonderful.
isn't here, I'm going to be very disappointed.
No, he was back on the. Oh,
Explosives for sale.
he was back.
Detonate bombs with Waffleberg.
He was back on the other planet.
Bumbleberg.
He got
I
kind.
knew he would be there.
He got kind of left
Nick.
behind. Nick
Does
kind of
that,
got
Oh.
left
does that
behind.
sound good?
He always gets left behind. That's his thing at this point.
Fine. It's fine. But yes, does that sound good with you, Cog?
Sounds all
'Cause
right.
you know how I can be when I'm going through sense of direction isn't what it used to be. I take a left turn and I end up in hell. Take a right turn and I end up in heaven. I go straight and I end up in a star. Good times.
I am I am quickly looking through just to make sure that I didn't put him as a NPC.
Nick.
Ooh.
No, not Nick. That I didn't put Waffleberg
Waffleberg.
as an NPC.
Waffleberg! I think you did because I've heard he's appeared in your Wednesday game.
I'm not.
No, the
Or you said
Whopper
that you
has.
had put him on Rock and Brawl.
Whopper
Wait,
has.
who has?
The
Oh,
Whopper
Whopper,
has.
yes.
I'm
The
not
Whopper.
I'm not finding him, luckily.
Waffleberg's greatest weapon.
So, as you stay behind to help sort out the villagers,
Oh, yes.
where are the rest of you going? I believe, by the sounds of
Miss
it, Misskiff is wanting to find which market has the barber.
Barber Bat.
Baths, you would have been told, were way more akin to like finding an inn for the night.
Hmm.
Of which there are a couple.
I imagine Cog would probably start with the inn first.
Yep.
I shall go with Cog and Misskiff.
You will be told that there's a couple of bars around. The main two
Which?
that come to mind are. Yep, just make sure that there wasn't any more. You do have the one called The Edge,
Oh.
or the closest one to you, which is the Happy Beholder.
Hmm.
I just
Which
want
one
to-
do you think we would be more familiar with?
The Happy Beholder is the more popular of the two. Therefore,
We did go to
probably
Happy
that.
Beholder then. Yes.
Let me just check fully on the map, because I know it's the closest to the dry dock. Quite literally, it's just a little bit up from it. I was seeing if it also said where the edge was. Okay. The edge is a bit of a further walk towards where the arena is. The Happy Beholder is literally going up to where the other docks are.
Hmm.
And is literally just a couple of blocks away from where you are.
Nice.
So I'm assuming you all are heading to there.
I just want a place where I can buy health potions.
Health potions, well, for that there's a couple of places where you could technically go for those. You got the Mercane Agency, they get some random bits in every now and again. There's the markets, of course. Probably Mage's Guild Hole, given it's magic, they probably sell some of those there too. You do have the Smith's Costa. Which is another just little merchant shop. This is me going through all the things here just to see if I'm missing anything.
Any will work for me.
I will refer to the map to see what is the closest. The Lesser Market's probably the closest one to where you are. It's just a little bit up from where the Happy Beholder is. So you could probably get there, get a room, and then head over to the markets before they close.
Sounds like a plan.
So is it just the Marquis that is staying behind to sort things out?
Think so.
Okay.
Misskiff just wants bath and haircut.
So the rest of you head on up towards the Happy Beholder. And as you approach the Happy Beholder, it's definitely one of the loudest of the buildings in this block, one of the biggest, nicely decorated. Seems like a good lively atmosphere going on within. You know, like the kind of good music playing, loud, friendly-ish banter going on inside.
Mhm.
And as you enter, it's pretty much like your stereotypical bar type thing at first. You know, several tables, several like little corner seats things going on. A large bar area up at the other end with what seems to be an even larger kitchen behind it. And several patrons just enjoying the drinks, enjoying the food. Don't really seem to pay too much attention to you entering. It seems to be a mixture of all sorts of different species in here. Like from your more common things like your humans, your elves, your big hippo people, to more unusual, interesting ones, such as little otter type people, bat folk.
Bendari.
Yes, that is actually what I've written down as Brunari.
Bendari is the otter folk.
Yeah, Breniri, I believe I called them in this. Some of the elves do look a bit more unusual than the others due to a bit more glisten in their skin than a normal elf would. Kalki would recognize these as being astral elves.
Are there any minotaurs here?
There's a couple of minotaurs. They're just
I
kind of
am.
off in a corner drinking.
I am avoiding those like the plague.
Okay,
Noticeably.
I'm gonna roll to see if they notice.
She did say noticeably.
They are all too busy in their drinks and their own conversation.
One is Mini Kaiser.
So, while Nanza's avoidance is noticeable to the rest of the party, it is not noticeable to the other Minotaurs. Are you heading over to the bar?
Yeah, I suppose we have to. That would
Yep.
be where we would possibly get rooms, right?
Indeed. The patron of the bar is not at the bar itself, but there is like a little button to press with arcane runes and sigils on it.
Boop the button.
And as you boop it, a telekinetic link is sent out to the owner. And Cog, you recognize this person immediately. The rest of you, who have not been to the Rock of Bral before, see what can all be described as a large floating orb with a singular eye and a large mouth, and several small tendrils from the head coming off, each ending in an eye stalk.
Oh, a beholder.
Indeed, you see a beholder approach the bar
Hmm.
from the other side. A creature that isn't normally known for terror and danger, but here has the most welcoming smile as they just look. Ah, Cog, my old friend, Cog. How are you doing?
Pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm fine. I'm assuming that the Marquis is somewhere around as well, if you are here.
Yes, doing a little bit of a tadpole screening.
Have they made landside again?
No, not that we knew of. It's just safety precautions.
Ah, I see, very well, very well. And these lot, new crew, I see.
Yes.
Yes, Minotaur, a large dragon person, a plasmoid, ooh, that is new for you. And, they'll kind of, not like tilt their head, because they don't really have a head, just kind of rotate their axes, I guess, would be the best way to describe it, as they look to you, Misskiff.
Oh.
Tiefling? Fair tiefling? Furling? You are a new one to me, I have to admit.
Cursed.
I'm a tiefling, just cursed.
I see. We have people that
They
can
were
remove
originally
curses here.
weasel.
It's not that kind of curse.
Well, how can you say that if you don't know the type of people that could remove the curse?
Because I've had people have tried to remove it before, it doesn't work.
If you say so, I'm not going to pry. Your own business is your own business. I'm assuming you want in the usual rooms. And then a couple more.
That would be nice.
I want a
The
bath.
baths are included in the rooms, as is breakfast.
I like this place.
And of course,
You,
the free
you
complimentary
like this
drink for
place?
getting a room.
Like this? Oh, yes.
Do you have the stuff in the barrel?
You're a
The
4X.
stuff in the barrel.
I think he wants strong stuff.
The 4X.
What
Yes,
was this?
we
What
did
was the liquid that nearly killed me?
the 4X. Yes, we did just get a fresh supply in recently. It was indeed the 4X that almost killed you before.
Mm.
I love the
Who
fact
just
that this.
inhales sharply, exhales just as, and like slowly nods twice.
I love the fact that this 4X idea is just spread throughout every game we've been in since.
Yeah, I'm
Everyone,
not.
everyone
Don't 4X bomb.
yeah, I was about to say, everyone wants to drink it despite the fact that we've seen what can happen in the wrong hands.
I killed the player.
That sounds like it was a them problem.
You know the
Ed's lizard folk.
usual rate. 2 gold per head.
Out of character, how many hits is that again?
6 currently, since the rest would be staying on the ship.
Hmm.
You, Marquis, Misskiff, Bloob, Nanza, and Unusor.
I want it.
And it'd be 2 to a room.
Mm.
I'm fairly certain that we all can pay for that.
Very well, very well. Are you all handing 2 gold over each?
Yes.
Aside from
Yeah.
Cog, who would have to hand over 4 because Marquis isn't there to pay his 2. You'll have to just get
Yep,
2
I'll
from
just-
Marquis later.
Yeah.
Misskiff will give 2, but it's like, does that mean I get? No, I'm sharing with Bloob. All right.
You sharing with Bloob? Okay.
Well,
Which one is
I'm
it?
not small enough to just climb on top of one of the big people anymore, so.
I didn't realize you were traveling with those kind of people now, Cog.
No,
What is that
not
meant
that
to
kind.
mean?
What?
I think he was thinking promiscuous.
I was thinking people more along the lines of people who just needed a lot more security, but I assure you our rooms are very secure.
Well, yes.
Either way. Which one of you is... I'm assuming the plasmoid is Bloob, yes?
Yes.
Just to let you know, we do have specialist beds made for plasmoids, just to help with your forms.
That's perfect.
And don't worry, we're not going to charge extra for your rodent.
Much appreciated.
Who are they calling rodents? I will have them know I am an extremely important person. Of course, yet again, that could only be conveyed to Bloob.
Blooby's got to ignore Bernard for now.
I'll have my waiter and I forget the term. Bellboy, I believe is the term for people helping out of rooms.
Bellhop.
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 I'll have my bellhop slash waiter go sort out your rooms now, as to speak. In the meantime, would you like your drinks now?
Of course. You know what I like.
Indeed I do, indeed I do. Specialist maid kept in the back. As for you, you wanted the Forex. What about you, Willis?
I don't really know.
I'll take a regular ale.
Okay,
My old body couldn't really handle alcohol.
regular ale for you. If you want to try something light, we've got like some... Or if you want something non-alcoholic, we do have some non-alcoholic stuff.
No, give me something light. I don't really know what though, because I've never.
Very well, very well. I'm assuming fruity. You like fruity
Sure.
taste. Okay. So that's you. And what can I get you, Bloob? Bloob is it? Yes, Bloob. What can I get you, Bloob?
Just a ale.
And an ale for the Bloob as well. Okay. And as he turns, you'll see one of his eye stalks move to begin using levitate on several bottles and casks to prepare the drinks. Feel free to go take a seat. I'll have my waiter come over with the drinks once he's done with the rooms. as you all go to take your seats, whereabouts are you sitting? Like somewhere private or somewhere out in the middle?
Private.
So,
One of the nice
Trust the
cushy
vagabonds
booths.
here.
yep. So you head to one of the booths. Just off in the, I'd say like one of the further corners, not like the ones near the entrance.
So if anyone wants a basic look of what she looks like, it's in art. It's not done yet though.
So as you take your booth, the kind where it's like the curtains pulled, as you all take your seats. Is there anything you are all discussing before your drinks arrive?
So, what are we doing now? I mean, we've defeated the vampire lord, but what else? I mean,
Well,
we meant-
obviously the cronies are going to be coming after us at some point.
yeah, but we were meant to go after those other ones as well, weren't we?
Mm.
Do we know
Need to be
anything about where they are, what now to find them, or what to expect?
We need to be finding the vile heathen who locked us up in the first place.
I'm pretty sure it's just you died and went to hell.
We're technically going after his goons, if I remember correctly.
Oh, you mean the snake one, yeah.
Mm.
This discussion goes on. Minosaur and Bloob, since you two were two of them that failed, you could, if you wish, you can try another Arcana to check for the items.
Fuck it,
No.
sure.
Bloob, no.
I have
Minosaur, no.
somehow gotten worse.
Bloob,
Your
I
word.
look at it.
you're still not sure what the belt is. Unusor, you're starting to become more and more convinced this is just some kind of trophy or trinket.
Should I take a look? I might not do much better, but you're not having much luck yourself.
There is visible tension on my face as I do not want to hand over one of my possessions.
You don't have to hand it over, just put it on the table.
I mean, I had some luck figuring out what I got.
Just like, we won't touch it, just put it on the damn table.
I very slowly comply.
Okay, so you two and Cog, I will allow each of you to make an Arcana check on one of the items. Which one would you like to check each?
I'll check the sword.
Okay,
I'll check the other.
so
Oh.
and Nanza?
I'll check the sword as well.
Okay, so Misskiff and Nanza, you roll me Arcanas to see if any of you can get what this sword is. Nanza, you're not sure, you know it's not a trinket, you know it is a usable sword, but you're not quite sure. Misskiff, you recognize this to be a blade fashioned from a spine of a crystal dragon.
Good. Inferior beings.
This is a crystal blade.
Aww.
You know that if Unusor hits with this attack, hits with an attack using this sword, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Kind of like looks it over and is like,
I'm also not done yet. There's more to
Oh,
this.
go on.
It has 3 charges and regains 1d3 charges daily at dawn. When you hit a creature with an attack roll using the sword, you can expend 1 charge to regain a number of hit points equal to the extra radiant damage the sword dealt.
Okay.
And while you're holding the sword, you can use a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in an additional 30 foot.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
This is a crystal blade. Basically, when you smack something with it, it does holy damage. And it's got some magic charges on it where
basically you can use one to gain back health to like heal yourself a bit for how much holy damage you do. And also you can make it glow. Just don't use all the charges that it only gets them back at dawn, so
Ah,
and
glow
only a
stick.
little bit at a time.
Sword variant.
Hey, hold the blade up to the light. Hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's a command word.
There is also no color to this crystal. It's almost like a clear, translucent crystal with an occasional little spark of radiant energy.
You'll like that. It was made for you'll like this. It was made from a dragon.
I don't know if if my sharp inhale came through the mic.
No.
No.
It was a very sharp inhale and like a widening of eyes.
The spine of a crystal dragon, I believe. It was made from.
Minosaur has never really smiled much. And the sight is not a pleasant one.
Very teethy.
Also, I'm going to allow this just
Very
quickly.
teethy.
Unusor,
Hmm.
roll me a history check.
Will do, will do. The best way I can describe it is imagine someone doing an evil playthrough with the Dark Urge and they just walked in on a massive murder orgy.
Just kind of like,
History.
no, stop that. That smile doesn't look nice on you.
You've heard of a few different kind of gem/crystal dragons over the time. Most of them have a color to the crystal. The only time you've heard of a clear crystal was tales of an old war ages back, where essentially crystal dragons were harvested and used to power an army of Warforged. Some of the Warforged gaining their own sentience at the end, what they call a spark giver.
Mhm.
You can assume from the clear coloration of this crystal, this could be from one of those dragons long back.
Pleases me greatly.
And Cog, you may roll the Arcana on the belt.
Yes.
I'm really glad my microphone doesn't pick up my slinky.
Meet Slinky.
Not a meat slinky, a metal slinky.
What was it that I was
I mean,
describing? That it
if
was
you're a
came out meat
Warforged, then it's
slinky?
meat
A rat.
slinky.
Your rat and
Oh,
vampire. You were
yeah.
describing him as an adorable meat slinky.
As this adorable, putrid, fleshy meat slinky.
And then I just went on to state like those kind of squishy toys you get rid of filled with water, that kind of texture as a Slinky.
That you exploded during the D&D session.
That reminds me, I still need to level up for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, you do.
Because I couldn't do it on the day because my Kai's sheets got soaked.
Do you know what you're doing, or do you need a hand with it?
I pretty much know what I'm doing. I'll do it while I'm there though.
Yeah.
Because something tells me after this, and after a quick little mind reset, Sansa may be dragging us back into the labs.
I'm
Yeah,
having fun. I'm not gonna lie, that game. I'm having fun with that game.
But Cog, you
Yep.
recognize the patterning and the material of this belt to be dragon scales. This is a dragon hide belt. And I'm going to say, just to go along with pretty much the same idea of what everyone else's rarity was for the most part, this is going to be a +2 dragon hide belt.
+2 dragon hide.
Yes, so Bloob, while wearing and
Yep.
being attuned to this belt, you gain a bonus to the saving throw DCs of your key features. So, like your stunning strike and such, will have +2 to them.
Oh.
In addition, you can use an action to regain key points equal to a roll of your martial arts die. You can't use that action again until the next turn. So basically, as an action, you can roll a d6 and gain that many key points back.
Very nice.
Yeah, I looked up specific stuff for monks and found that, and I'm like, that is a really nice monk item. I wish I knew about it sooner from my own monks. But yes, with your items identified. With both your items identified and you're discussing what is happening next, we'll quickly go back over to the dry docks with a Marquis. As the villagers are finishing up being processed, I'll say that you had one more chance, Marquis, to try and identify what your amulet is.
No, Marquis full-heartedly believes it is what it is.
Okay. So you're just helping with the processing.
Yep, Marquis got a little stamp.
You're good.
He doesn't
you're
need it.
fine.
It's not required. He's got a little stamp.
And as you carry on just helping process, heavy footsteps ring out from behind. And you'll just feel a large hand be placed on your shoulder. Marquis, you're under arrest.
Marquis takes a moment. You'll never get me alive! And starts levitating in the air with his top hat as it goes helicopter mode.
You'll just hear like a familiar chuckle as you take off. I always get you that, and you always end up doing the same thing. Aside from that one time when you went downwards instead, that was weird.
If you go side to side as well.
Floor.
Just no clips.
Who is this, if I may ask?
Are you looking to them?
Oh, yes.
You see another Giff stood there in the uniform of essentially the police force of this place. This is an old friend of yours, Xavier.
Xavier. Of course, there was the one time that you actually did have to arrest me, and that led to a very awkward circumstances.
Yes, because that one time I actually kept hold.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to arrest someone when you also then need to ask that person to lower you back down to the ground.
How are you doing, friend?
Better now that I know that this isn't a human trafficking thing and you're actually helping people. Not gonna lie, suspicions were there for a little bit, but then when I saw the hat, I realized it was you.
I would never human traffic people.
No.
Speaking of which, I need to actually ask Nanza if we're human trafficking her, but she's not human, so it's okay. But yes, so
I think from that
how
you've
things...
got more crew then.
Oh yes. Fun little circumstances, lots of enjoyable adventures. We met them at a sauna. I think it was a sauna.
This feels like one of those cases where I'm going to get half the story from you and then the corrections from Cog later.
Those are the best stories. So how have things been? How's life going? Anything fun and exciting?
Well, about that. I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to pull your ear on something. And I know, I shouldn't be doing this anymore with you because you're not part of the Force anymore. Technically, you were never part of the Force. You were just like a freelancer, but still, you get what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I
Jesus
absolutely
Christ, he used to be in law enforcement.
We've been investigating something recently.
I still have a badge somewhere. Not from here, and not for me. I don't know why. What are we investigating?
The case that we're investigating the last time you were here. The one that went cold because we couldn't finish it. The spate of murders going on. Essentially the ones where someone goes missing for a while, or they go missing for a bit, come back, and then they're found dead, and the cycle repeats. And they went cold for a while, and now it started back up again.
See. And we've made no leeway on that.
It's kind of hard to do so when you've got other situations. There was an attempted Illithid invasion at one point. There's
Oh, tell me about it.
been the whole Astral Elf situation.
Astral Elf situation.
The Xarxis Empire. I don't know if you've been keeping up to date with that.
I tend to stay out of. Look, they're very zealot and very boring. What's going on now with them? Every year something new. But
planets being crystallized. Something about fueling the Gustar or something. The old king's dead. The
old king's dead?
The old king's dead, and these little brats are basically arguing between themselves.
His heart must be broken.
You'd think
This
so.
planet's crystallizing.
Something about some kind of odd seeds being sent planet side, and these crystalline vines bursting out. Not really seen it much myself, but the amounts of people we've had fleeing here from other planets where it's happened, you'd be surprised.
I mean, in just a short amount of day, I've come across 2 realms with Illithid presence. Then vampires, and now this.
Life never gets dull or boring.
No.
Just gets stranger.
So what's anything new on the case of the killer?
It started back up again once you started getting more people here. I assume it's because we got wise to the tactics last time, so we must have been on the right track. But with a new influx of people comes a new influx of victims, I suppose. They've only been targeting people that have been coming here recently.
Same method, same MO?
Same methods and MO. Face missing from them. Pretty much all prints and such removed from the bodies.
Any connections? Are they all new individuals to the Rock?
I'd say like 90% of them have been new people to the Rock. Hence why we're going to be trying to keep an even closer eye on these new ones that have arrived.
Anybody of importance or note?
He'll flip through the book slightly as he just goes over some of the previous bodies that have been found. None that really come to mind as standing out. Mayor of one previous town of all these crystalline planets were found. But aside from that, the only thing that really stands out is it seems to be people that have a physical form, if that makes sense. None like your friend Cog. You know, no Warforged have been targeted, no Plasmoids have been targeted.
Individuals of corporeal organicism. Any gifts? Thrykean?
1 or 2 Thrykean. No gifts as of yet.
So we can erase the possibility of a copycat from the originals.
We never released the details to the public. If it was a copycat, somehow we'd have a breach in the system. What I'm thinking here is it's the person returned.
So last time we were here, we erased the possibility of it being the spider things, not Nalathalalas.
It's not their MO.
But no, they drain people dry. This is... Well, luckily for you, I think we'll be in town for a little bit. We just had to leave an entire reality that's being absolutely destroyed right now. It's a thing. So I believe
there was one extra thing.
Oh.
A symbol started being left on the bodies.
A symbol?
He'll flip the notebook over to show you. And you'll see a symbol that is somewhat familiar now. The
Hmm.
symbol of Damodar.
Have you taken into account that our serial killer might possibly be a cult now?
You think this could be more than one person doing this? Or just one person
Possibly, if
working
they're
for a
using.
cult?
Cults can range from one person to another, but if they're using religious symbolism such as this, they have loyalties.
We've been trying to track what this symbol means, but we've not been able to work that out yet.
It's the sigil of the Lord of Hell at the moment. In fact, it just so happens that we killed one of his generals on the way here.
It just kind of tilts his head. Aren't there multiple rulers of Hell, though? It doesn't really narrow it down too much. I mean, Hell
Last time I
for...
was in Hell, things are changing. It appears
Like
one is trying to unify it all.
we noticed some of the changes happen, I'd say, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. We had an influx of the little rabbit things.
Oh, they're delightful! Yes.
Yes,
At the
pranks
moment,
have raised by 75% since they started arriving.
time I was in Hell, we met a very disgruntled individual. A Lord of Serpents. He's been.
I'll kind of just flip through another book that he's got. Not quite sure I know that one, but I can always visit the temple district, see if I can get any information from them.
He's rather new, to be honest. I haven't recalled him until I found myself locked up in his basement. Anyway, multiple armies, and they're doing bad things. We just finished with one of them, a group of vampires. Only for the other army to end up showing up. It appears he might possibly be interconnected with others, and if
I don't suppose
killing
this.
things.
I don't suppose this would mean anything then. He'll flip the page to show another symbol. Well, that looks like a gemstone. This is less something that's been left on the bodies and more just what has essentially been deemed one of the last things these victims have seen from what we can gather of the memories. Just this is the only
What
thing
kind
that
of
comes.
gemstone?
We're not quite sure yet. We've not really gone public with this. We were going to head to the Dwarven district, see if they knew what kind of gemstone it is.
An individual stealing a face.
And leaving behind only the memory of a gemstone.
I think these coincidences aren't coincidental, if you know what I mean. This individual is obviously tied to one of the Lords of Hell. This other commander had a gemstone similar to this. He proclaimed himself a general of lust. Trust me, when you had seen the things that we saw in his castle,
Of lust.
we gotta get rid of those. So I must wonder if we're facing off against another one of these individuals here.
Would it, as it's stated, is there like a pattern to this that you've noticed? Like with these generals?
Other than the fact that the two that we have met, and one of them we didn't really meet, he just appeared in a fury. They're psychotic. Awful people. Manipulative, as far as I understand, but incredibly destructive. The one that we had successfully killed harbored multiple gemstones, but the one that he harbored the closest to him was, Leigh, correct me, it's a pearl, right, that he had?
He had a pearl, yes. Which, if I recall
Yes.
right, you still have a pearl.
We do, yes. He had a pearl. He proclaimed himself the General of Lust. The other one that we were following before we encountered him was considered by many to be the Beast, or the General of Rage. A creature moving within the Feywilds, teleporting into various different spots and annihilating cities upon the terrestrial realms.
Were you told how many generals there are? Or how many gemstones there were in there, if this links up?
There were 7 gemstones. We have not confirmed if there are indeed 7 generals, but one can assume 1 gemstone per general.
Lust, Rage, or Wrath, I guess could be another term.
Rage, wrath, envy, and stealing people's faces. Have you ever found what they do with the face?
No. No faces have been recovered. There were theories going around that maybe they're just eating the faces, or they're keeping them as trophies, maybe. We're not quite sure. It's only speculative at the moment.
Do you know there is a group of dragon cultists that graft bits of dragons to themselves?
I did not know.
Yes, they're considered savages by their own brethren, but they tend to graft flesh to their own skin.
Are you thinking that's what's happening?
Just a thought. Nothing to confirm by. It's a thought that I've had for a while about them.
I see.
Luckily for you, though, I've brought a highly respectable and wonderful group of investigators that I would be more than happy to take this case to. They're absolutely fantastic at what they do. I mean, one of them is responsible for completely killing the Vampire Lord. The other one was under their thrall, but it's not their fault.
I'm assuming this is your new crew, yes?
Yes, yes. Well, crew, quotation marks. I actually have to ask, because we were kind of... It's a whole thing, but yes, new crew.
Mind if I take their names, just so we know what we're dealing with?
Of course!
Standard protocol,
So,
you
of
know.
course... Yes. So, of course, you have Cog still
Yes.
remains. You then have Bob, a Plasmoid, with their friend Billy Boy the Third. We've got this one called... we've got a were-tiefling called Misskiff. She turned into a tiefling. Actually, she might be stuck as a tiefling. We're trying to get her fixed and turned back into a Sable. It's a whole thing. Then there is the delightful Dino duo. He's... Well, I say delightful. He's a... Just on the down low, he's a Tiamat sort, but he's restrained enough that unless in defense, he won't absolutely butcher somebody. He'll be fine here.
He's going to slowly look up from his notebook with a raised brow. You're working with a Tiamat cultist.
Not by choice, it was circumstance, and so he's just kind of along for the ride. I know it's weird. I'm a dragon. I worship a dragon. He worships a dragon. 2 different dragons. Mine's better. Natural forces of order and chaos.
Ooh, don't let Unusor hear that.
Back in the bar, Unusor's head just raises from this tree. He's like, someone said something.
Someone's
Anyways, it's a whole
talking shit.
They're a lot nicer than what you might think. They come off rather brash and mean, but they're a sweet, caring person. I mean, just the other day, they took it quite personally that somebody dared to hurt what they deem their battle mammal, our were-tiefling. So I think Dino Duo's rather delightful.
Okay. Any others I should
Yes.
know about?
Oh, yes. We have Nanza Business, which is a Minotaur. We have a Kobold, which is just Au-Zuk. And then we've got a cat thing cat. I'm not really sure what she is. I think her name is like Mary or Manny or something like that. I don't remember. Am I forgetting anybody? Out of character, am I forgetting anybody?
Just a tree, whose name I forget.
Oh yes, and we have the tree whose name I never actually got.
Dale?
I
want to say Dale. Oh, technically there's also
I never actually got. There's who?
Bean, the plush thing that Raka were playing.
No, they left. They went back to the village
Oh yeah.
with the serpent. Yeah.
Which technically means that they're here somewhere.
Yeah. So on that note, we've got a fine set of individuals
He'll
that
just make
are.
a slight note after writing down all the names, just being like, contact Cog, ask later for proper names.
On that note, though, they are delightful individuals. They did just recently assist in the killing of a vampire lord, so they're quite capable.
As you've mentioned a few times now.
Oh yes, have I?
Yes, I'm assuming that you're still staying at the usual place.
Yes, no, most likely. I'm imagining that's what Cog's done. We didn't really talk much about the plan, but assuming Cog, yes.
And the rest of your crew, they do know about Large Luigi.
Repeat that, Leigh. You cut out for me.
The rest of your crew, the new ones, they know about Large Luigi, yes? Just making sure that they don't immediately see a beholder and want to kill them.
No, they don't know about Large Luigi, but seeing as they are a respectable sort with their own issues, I imagine they will be understanding in every way and very open-hearted. Except I know Duo. He's a little bit of a racist. We're working on it.
Do you know what the greatest part about this is, guys?
Mm.
Yes, a lot of these characters I've made up myself. Large Luigi is actually a character.
No, Large Luigi's a canon character. It's
Yes.
great.
I did not make up Large Luigi. He is the actual owner of the Happy Beholder, and he is actually a beholder.
Yeah. And his name is actually Large Luigi. Well, actually, his
reiterate-
real name is something else, but it's great.
I reiterate my Samuel L. Jackson stare at the beholder.
I'll try and get a few more of these things sorted out, try and get some details sorted out with the dwarves and the temple, and then I'll get back to you maybe in the morning, yeah?
Oh, that would be wonderful. But yes. Well, if you wish in the morning, I mean, I'll probably be at the tavern or wherever. We're having to show people around, and by we, I mean Cog, because, you know, if I try to show people around, we're going to end up till reality's over, which is an issue.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Speaking of which, yes, no. Go on. I'll see you later.
Okay. He'll motion to you and then head off.
As he heads off, Marquis done with the screening, right? He can leave. Marquis will look around. Building's moved. That used to be the. He kind of goes like, I think I know the way. And he's gonna start walking towards the Happy Beholder. As he does, he's gonna be like, "Oh no, that building is not where it's supposed to be."
Turns out
everything's changed.
Turns out every reality has a Rock of Bral, just slightly different layout.
It's an asteroid city, baby.
I'm just imagining it like Kamarog.
Kind of is Kamarog.
Like I said, this thing is this area is so big. The physical map I have of this place takes up half the sofa.
Yeah, Rock of Bral is like in its entirety this massive planet-killing asteroid with a city on top of it, and the city is just humongous. It's also the only city like that is straight up exists in the astral sea, other than like a couple others. That has just like there's no planet. You just see the astral sea when you look out from it. It's great.
Yep. So a bit goes past in the Happy Beholder. You are all brought your drinks by you hear like the little scuttling of boots on the deck, like a little type noise, and the curtains are pulled back, and you can't see the person over the table, but you do see the tray just be pushed onto the table with your drinks on it. Basically 2 ales, one for Nanza, one for Bloob, a mug of 4X for Unusor, For Cog, it's an odd swirling mixture. Slight pinks mixed with what can only be described as if you dumped a shit ton of glitter into a liquid. Cog, you would know this to be a nice little mixture that is liquid dreams mixed with a bit of brain matter. All suspended in what can pretty much just be like a grape juice.
Don't think hard on where he gets the brain matter.
Rats.
Rat dreams.
Hey, why are you eating dreams, Cog?
And as for Misskiff, you wanted something light and fruity. You are brought a mug of sangria. It's got like
Is
the
it
little
bad that you
parasol
s-
just hanging out the top of it as well. Like,
Is it bad that you said that? And my brain went mug of sanguineous, and all I could think was just a mug and the fucking Blood Angels logo.
yes, we have reversed Uno, we have reversed Uno card them. We have stolen from the Blood Angels.
That's the Blood Ravens who steal
It
everything.
is, it is. I only just realised that. That's what I'm finished saying it. Like, wrong blood.
At the end of the day, they're related. It's fine.
You'll just hear a voice call up. Hope you enjoy your drinks.
The fuck is that thing?
Are you looking over the table to see what gave you your drinks?
Out of morbid curiosity.
You see what at first looks like a little bat folk type person with the tall, pointed ears. Only they've got a bit more humanoidish type visage. No nose, just two nose slits. One large eye in the center of their head. And little pointed teeth. You can roll me either an Arcana or a Nature check on this to determine what race this is.
I'm equally bad as both. What the fuck are you?
This is an abomination to nature and everything.
Yeah, I in character just say, what the fuck are you?
Cog, you're well travelled. You know this to be a bin.
It's a bin. Or their bin, pardon.
A bit.
Yes.
Apologies for
They
not
are
introduced.
forbidden from Rebecca playing them.
I see the other voices I've heard of my cousin, Bobby Bomb. Sorry for not introducing myself. I am Mini Mario.
Mini?
Nice.
Yes, Mini Mario. It's a naming convention to go along with my friend there, Large Luigi.
Please tell me he's wearing red and Luigi's wearing green.
Large Luigi's actually blue, but does have like a little green neckerchief thing, like on a couple of the ice stocks. Mini Mario is indeed wearing red and has a little black mustache.
This is fine. I just
Also, the
just
moment of sadness when I
staring it
realized
down.
I literally killed this character off in the Wednesday game.
Yeah, you did kill him.
I just tell him don't go far.
But I've got other business to do. I've got other people's drinks to take out and glasses to clean, food to prepare.
I just slowly turn my head.
They'll still be in the building.
Yes. I don't finish my shift for some time, and I also live here. He'll go waddling off, just little boots tapping on the ground again. And for those wanting to have their drink, it is time for those lovely, lovely conserves. Keeping in mind that keeping in mind that everyone's DCs will be different, because for the ale drinkers, it's not going to be that high. It's ale. For Cog, it'll be something different that happens rather than getting drunk. For Unusor, for Misskiff, it'll be a high DC because it's 4x for Unusor and an alcoholic drink after ages for Misskiff.
Well, Misskiff has never had alcohol. She was
Exactly.
like 10 when she was turned into a Sable.
Can't get longer than forever. So, Nanza, you slam this back fine. It's good tasting ale. A little bit of honey added to it just for an extra sweetness. Unusor, you're not blasted so hard that you're on your ass, but it is hitting. The world is becoming slightly spinny and blurry.
Because of your accent, I thought you said my ass was hissing.
Your
That-
ass is hissing because it was so good.
That comes later.
What?
Welcome to the astral plane, bitches!
Bloob and Misskiff, you're also getting hammered. Bloob more so than Misskiff, though. Bloob, you'll find it hard to keep a humanoid form.
It's just like keeps slowly turning into a puddle, and it's like, oh fuck.
Mini Mario will just overhear that and just drag a bucket to place underneath your seat.
Thank you.
You would be the first Plasmoid today to get pissed. He just points over at another bucket where a green one is sloshing in it.
Is it drinkable?
It's a person.
Do you ever not think of eating things?
Technically, yes,
Consume
but
you from
don't.
inside
Not
out.
people.
As
They're
for
highly acidic.
as for Cog, you pour it into an intake valve, so it can go down. And the best way to put it is, it's like for a brief moment, the mech gets a blue screen. As you, inside yourself, go on what could be described as a couple-minute trip through the memories and the dreams.
Lovely.
So, Nanza, you're the only one that basically just sat there, not affected by the drink, as you just watch the rest of them just immediately start to feel the effects. And it would
Dog
be,
just leaning back, relaxed.
it would be
Yeah.
at this point when the dingle of the bell of the door rings over the crowd, and then the wall is caved in. Before the wall repairs itself. Almost as if they're used to the Marquis by now doing this.
Wonderful!
I don't think I should have done that.
We really need to just label a part of the wall at some point just to say it's the Marquis entrance. We'll get on that next week.
Doors and walls cease not to exist.
No, but
How
the
are you,
signs
my
do,
friend?
so you'd at least see the sign. I'm good. Your companions are over there. I'm hearing strange noises, so I'm assuming they've already had their drinks. Your room's already been. Your room has been paid for by a cog, so you owe her 2 gold. What drink would you like?
I shouldn't drink tonight. I've actually got to talk business, and we both know the moment that I start drinking, well, shit's going to go down.
Well, there's always not an alcoholic.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
A mug flies through the air and you just go,
Hydration.
another!
You know what? I will drink your finest O2.
That's a very cold drink.
Yeah, no, actually, the finest or two is he produces a mug with the telekinesis, places it down with telekinesis, pours water into it, and then hits it with one of his eye beams. As you see it just start to freeze around the edges of the mug and forms a little crystalline ice floating in the water itself. Not freezing the water over into a solid ice block, but enough so that it's as cold as ice.
Perfect.
There you go. It's free, part of the room deal.
Well, thank you. Take
Right.
it.
Large Luigi knows how to treat his
Hopefully-
customers.
Of course you do, Large Luigi. And Marquis will head over the table, and he will be like, "Well, hello, friends, co-workers, associates. Dear God,
You've done something. What have
okay.
you done?
I haven't done anything.
Eh?
Cog, you know
Honestly,
there's a
I do think that's a safe assumption.
Cog, you know
Mm.
there's a 75% chance he's done something.
Anything interesting happen?
Oh yes, interesting things happen all the time. Business. Hold on. First off, business. Two things of business. Are you all drunk?
Not me.
Mm.
Where's my
No,
other one? I demanded
I
another.
think we're all tired.
If you want
Oh,
to
perfect.
Mini Mario just calls over. If you want another mug, it'll be 5 gold.
Well, there you go.
I put down 6, not really caring. He's like, don't go far.
What is your obsession with him?
The closer he is, the sooner he can bring me another.
I like your funny drinks, Magic Man.
Minosaur, in most taverns, you can probably pull that on people, and this one would be best to be more respectable to the individuals and a little bit more nicer. I only say this for your own safety. On this as well, business. Nanza, you staying with us?
I guess so.
Wonderful, fantastic.
Nanza, you're staying with
because-
us. Nanza, who has no way of knowing how to get off the rock of Bral.
Because everybody here is currently being hunted by a horrific demon lord from hell. So, and you are not entirely involved. Although I guess now you are, because you did kill this general. So I guess you're now hunted too. So you don't really get a choice in that. So welcome to the crew, officially. Second line of business. Well, I'll only ask just because you're all drunk, and we'll talk pleasantries in the morning about it. But who wants to solve a murder? Well, actually, a series of murders that's quite possibly a cult. Or clowns. Sometimes it ends up being clowns. This time it's not a clown. I don't think it is, at least.
Or clowns in outer space.
Yeah, I was just playing that before we started the session.
I also watched a recount not that long ago.
Great.
As I said before,
Yes.
the game's fun. It just has some tweaks it still needs to make.
Mhm.
Yes, who wants to solve a murder?
We always end up solving some sort of murder, don't we?
Also,
Oh, yes.
I love the idea of this case of, or it could sometimes be clowns. Meanwhile, Dion having that moment from the Wednesday games.
Mm.
Because your
'Cause
character
I
in the Wednesday games infected.
Because I absolutely love a good mystery, and it's fun. And Zebel, am I saying it right, Leigh?
Your friend?
Yes.
Is Abby.
Xavier.
Yeah, is Abby.
Xavier, our dear associate within the guards, has come asking for our assistance in a case that has befuddled the guard for quite some time. that involves a murderer taking people's faces. He's back, Cog. He's back. The hunt is on.
It's at this point when your second mug is brought out, Unusor.
I take it and I start drinking. I am a happy dragon.
Make me another con save.
I'm getting a little bit distracted here. Is Misskiff drunk?
The drunkenness continues, Unusor. The vision is getting blurrier. The room is spinning a bit more. And everything just tastes nice. Like the air tastes nice tonight.
Battle Misskiff, try this.
Unusor, what are you drinking?
The barrel.
Mini Mario, just like as he's passing by, he's been under 4 legs.
Oh. Oh.
Hmm.
I didn't realize they were still serving that here.
It's a specialist requisition. We sometimes get it in. We got to get it through the Mercanes.
I see, I see. Well. There was something that I was going to think of. Yes! Misskiff, you were wanting a haircut, right?
Yeah. Cut.
Wonderful. Did we get our rooms?
Yes. I paid for yours.
Oh, thank you! How much was it?
2.
2. He'll take 2 gold and give it back to Cog. Cog, do we happen to have any scissors?
No, I don't think so.
I
Could
hate-
probably make some.
I love the idea. It's
Hey,
getting
Mario.
Cog, do we have any scissors? Cog makes like the scissor motion with the fingers and just blades appear. I have scissors. I should. Oh
Hey, Mario,
no! If
do
it
we-
wasn't for the fact that Bloob is drunk, Bloob could be scissors.
Mini Mario, do you happen to have any scissors that we could borrow?
Does anyone have scissors?
Well, I was asking Mini Mario.
Oh. Yeah. Give me a moment. I'll get to some scissors. You normally
Yes,
use them
wonderful.
for cutting up the herbs.
Oh, wonderful, yes. We'll clean them when we're done.
It's my case of I'll also have to make sure that I clean them before handing them to you, otherwise you may start smelling the basil.
Oh, it's fine. She smells of worse things right now.
I'm still holding my mug in front of Misskiff. He's like, try it. Try it.
Peer pressure.
These keep spaced out on the table.
What did Misskiff drink?
From the fact that it's got that red look, it's got a whole bunch of fruit in it, you can assume it's sangria.
I pour a
Didn't
little
realize
of
she
my
was a
drink in
sangria
her
person.
drink, and return to drinking my drink.
You drink the rest of my drink and then go off to drinking yours.
I think when they get back with the scissors, Marquis will take the scissors,
Yep.
and he's gonna look down at Cog. All right, I'm gonna take Cog back up to her room and give her a haircut. Not
I
Cog,
don't.
sorry, Misskiff. Yeah, you don't have hair.
I'm gonna give Cog a haircut, walks up to Cog. Done!
I'm great at this. Yes, I'm gonna give Misskiff a haircut. So I'm gonna take her back up.
So
Also, before anything happens, you'd be surprised what scours in the streets of the city.
Whatever it does, I will kill it. You didn't hear my table smack as I slammed my fist down.
Do you want to be a
Massive.
detective, Minosaur?
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it in the morning when you're less drunk and sober. I don't want to steal an answer from you unless you're reasonably disgruntled. And right now, you're not reasonably disgruntled. You're reasonably enlightened. And it scares me. It scares me. You seem happier than I've ever seen you.
I just hold up the sword again and just give that unsettling smile. just the fucking lips pull back. Just a wide, long, ear-to-ear grin of sharp
Oh no,
teeth.
I know what the smile is.
What?
Misskiff looks up at
In-
that, looks up and is just like, stop that.
In D&D sidebar.
Cog,
Told you to stop that.
Cog, what is he doing?
D&D sidebar. Let's see.
What is Unusor doing?
Close enough, just more
I
fangs.
believe his face is contorting into an attempt at a smile.
He's happy you got a dragon sword.
Oh, good for him! But, I mean, with a face, well, I guess that explains why he's a cultist of Tiamat. With a face like that, only a mother might love you.
I think that gif is more appropriate to what I'm envisioning.
Anyways, we're taking Misskiff upstairs. Cog, you can, well, anybody can join me if they'd like, but I'm going to give Misskiff a haircut.
So as you take
Because why go to a barber when we can do it ourselves?
I take out the jagged knife again. I was like, that is... The what?
I believe this is famous last words. What could go wrong? We could give haircuts ourselves.
She's just looking at Cog like, help.
Cog haircuts all the time, and myself. Both Cog and Marquis being two species that don't need haircuts.
I mean, it's not like I haven't done something similar before.
Oy vey.
So, as Misskiff, are you allowing them to take you?
I mean,
Is Misskiff in any condition to stop them?
Yes,
not
but
real.
also no.
She just kind of was like looking around at everyone. It's like she doesn't really know who she could ask to help.
Fine, Cog will do the haircutting. I'll just stand there and look fabulous. Does that make you feel more confident?
A little.
Are
Okay,
you
wonderful.
qualified for this?
I don't
Yes!
help.
I have a license in barbatry. Also barbarianism.
I have a license in barbary, also butchery. You'd be surprised how hand in hand they go.
Both licenses are, however, out of date, and have been rescinded
If
by the
you
local
ask
courts
Sweeney
throughout the world.
Todd,
Exactly. But we go talk about
Uh,
previous Marquis aliases.
Elias's. I mean, Marquise's name is Tom, T-A-H-M. So yeah.
T-A-H-M.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
I
it's
love
the
that spelling.
Misskiff's
River
just
King
like
again.
being
Tom,
carried off is just like, I don't think this is gonna go well.
It'll go perfectly. Marquis will take her up to the room, grab a chair, grab a fucking like towel, wrap it around Misskiff. Are you cutting or am I, Cog?
I'll do the cutting.
Okay.
Wonderful.
In that case, I'm going to ask for a dex check from Cog. And
Because Cog's doing that.
and a con check from Misskiff with disadvantage due to drunk. Let's
Cog
see.
is doing that, Mark.
Yep. Let's
God.
see if Cog can do a good haircut and if Misskiff can sit still for it. Yes, surprisingly yes to both.
Wonderful. Cog is handy, isn't she, Misskiff?
Sure.
Despite your drunkenness, Misskiff, the fear of what a blade could do to a swaying body compels you to stay rigid. And
When I first met Cog, it was... Oh, God.
And a haircut's a skill.
Okay, hold on. Let me rejoin. I'm getting serious desync here.
But yes, a haircut is given. We'll wait for him to come back. There he is. So yes, a haircut is given. Say your piece.
You know, when I first met Cog, it was a very different circumstances, but they are an absolutely nifty individual. Very good to have in most pinches. And I should know about pinches.
I'm too alcohol-y to speak Marquis right now.
Speak
Not gonna
Marquis.
lie.
That's what? There's no language Marquis.
And I'm assuming that you're all going to rest up for the day. After that.
What are you not gonna lie? What are you not gonna lie about, Cog?
Okay.
Well, it was out of character, I imagine, given the fact that technically the party knows what Cog is. Cog is probably also using tentacles.
I just imagine Misskiff facing away, just being like, "Oh yes, no, just the metallic fingers." Just it's just many tentacles just out of the corner of the eye, just start going up there. In fact, actually, yes. What is your reaction to this, Misskiff? Do you believe it to be part of your drunken stupor, or?
Well, she does technically know what Cog is, so she's just kind of like, oh dear Lord.
He knows what
Oh, it's
Cog
fine,
is,
she's-
yes, but as someone who has had many drunken moments, even seeing something where you know what it is can be made horrifying in inebriation.
At this point, she's just kind of given up.
Is it bad to say, yes, I am fully aware of this given Germany?
Oh, you ain't said nothing, yeah.
I saw you drink the
Yes.
mixture of table scraps, essentially.
I'm not even sure that's what that was anymore.
No, it was. It was all what was left on the tables. We got moved off from the thing, poured into an old coffee keg, and then poured out into a cup.
I was the only one without intestinal problems the next day, so I don't see a problem.
That is
You
also
were the only
fair.
one. Funny enough, you were the only people who drank it.
So,
Zach drank it too. Sorry, we were derailing.
turns out David just discovered the elixir of life via that mixture.
He also cut his hands up by jumping and trying to grab a thing that he was too short
that
to
was me.
grab. No, that was you, because I remember I
It was all
patched up
three
your
of us.
hands in the fucking...
The only one of us that didn't try that was Dion.
Yeah, but
Zach,
you were the only one who got hurt enough that you were bleeding, David.
Zach did it and did it fine. I tried to do it and declawed myself. You did it and cut yourself open.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I'm the one who patched up your hands in the
Either way,
hotel
we all
room.
did get distracted.
Hmm.
So, as you all rest up for the night to try and sleep off drunken weariness, we cut to
Oh, okay.
a...
So
Oh,
repeat
what,
your
sorry?
question.
Oh, go on. What was it?
Oh no, I just asked before we got distracted when Marquis said language. Speak Marquis. Marquis was like, "Speak Marquis. There's no such language. Have you, by chance, have I been speaking the wrong language this entire time?" Is that a yes, Cog?
I think so.
Ah, it's hard to
No,
understand languages sometimes because
you have a very particular vernacular that makes it you sometimes make sense, sometimes not make sense.
It should be
Takes
stated, language for you...
decoding
It should be,
and
it should be stated, language for you at the moment, Misskiff, is hard. Both because it's been a while since you've actually talked for yourself, because it was
I
only
mean,
squeaks
like,
and mental voices.
I still understand the language.
Oh yeah, you'll still
And, like-
understand it, but it's more a case of you're a lot more aware of your tongue in your mouth situation.
Yeah. It's like,
well, my
some things sometimes what you say require decoding.
oh well, my dear. I never require decoding. What I say is fairly simple.
Also, I'm not gonna lie.
You just simply have to understand this is how I was dreamed up,
I'm not gonna
how
lie.
I was created.
I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for Santa to pull the hat trick out and be like, "Was I speaking the wrong language?" Just walks over to Misskiff, starts speaking in Spanish because I know you can.
Sí. Pero no hablo español. But yes, in this situation, it's how I was dreamed up. What you perceive as complexities is rather quite simple.
I'm not sober enough for this conversation.
Oh, only sober because you believe that you are drunk, which is fine. Anyways, Cog, you've done an excellent job on the haircut. I think it looks quite fashionable.
Not bad for a hairless wonder.
I will have bath in morning.
Yes, you were lively to drown yourself tonight.
Also, at some point, do you think we should have rehab for her?
Should what?
Physical therapy, I mean.
Why?
Well, she's no longer a mink.
She is no longer a mink, you're right. Well, I suppose we could.
I like how Misskiff has been called a mink, a weasel,
I'm about to
a
say,
ferret.
I love the fact that it's a case of Misskiff gets called a mink, and I can see that. I can see Dion's little voice thingy flashing as I expect it to be like Sable, actually.
Although I have a
Sable.
gift for this.
At this point, I think it's on purpose out of
Are you thinking
character-wise.
DNA?
Yeah.
You know, I've actually got to ask, are my bones real, Cog? Are her bones real?
Yes.
I'm going to bed.
What?
I'm going to bed.
Okay, good night, Misskiff.
Just kind of crawls over to the bed.
I think there's a bit of lost in translation here. Should I try speaking different languages to everybody? I didn't realize that they weren't understanding what I was saying.
Does anyone know
You
what he's
can if you
saying?
want.
Hmm.
Turns out we're just both speaking deep speech.
Turns out everyone just followed you to the room.
They wanted to see how weird the haircutting
This
session was.
situation is this a situation of language, or is it simply that they just don't understand me?
They haven't grown accustomed to you yet.
That's hilarious. I'm a very simple creature. If they can't understand the complexity of simplicity, then I dare say they may never understand the complexity of complexity.
So,
Mm.
are you all resting?
I worry about them if that's the case.
They don't seem that.
Are you all resting for the
I-
night?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I feel the voice in the sky is wanting us to cease the conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just watching the minutes pile on. I was like,
Minosaur's like, go to sleep!
We will have
So hark back to that
Marquis will
fucking
have
anecdote.
later.
I imagine just like when it comes to the rooms, it's Marquis and Cog in one, just like both of them stood up because they don't need to lie down. In the other room, Bloob is now just a puddle in like a bed-shaped bucket, while Misskiff is just having that moment of being like, I don't know how to sleep with this new body. In the other
She
one,
probably tries to curl up the way she normally does. It's like, this isn't comfy anymore.
Nanza and Unusor is sleeping. Underneath Unusor's arm is just Mini Mario, literally keeping to the idea of, don't you go far from me.
Yes. The back creature is mine now.
What
I
is
lost
it?
my battle mammal. I need a new one.
What is it with Ben and being adopted, Santa?
Oh, adopted applies. It has a choice.
So as you all rest up for the night, still in the Rock of Bral, but a bit further away, one of the back alleys, we see a figure running downwards, knowing that they're being stalked by something, only to hit a dead end. They try their best in vain to scramble up the wall, hopping from trash can to roof, only for the figure to literally scramble up after them, climbing up the wall as if it was just another road. Before tackling the figure off the wall before they can reach the rooftop to safety. A scream is heard and sirens go off as another murder happens in the Rock of Bral. And that is where we're ending it for tonight's episode.
Mm.
And yes, I am starting to become fully aware that this is technically the second murder mystery I've set in bloody Rock of Bral. Luckily,
Go
it's
out
not
with
the
my
same.
jagged knife and I'll make it a third.
Luckily, it's not the same as the first one, because the first one were a bunch of intellect devourers trying to form an elder brain. Which, that I realize that was fucked. And also still technically to happen in this, because this is taking place for it. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all had fun. If you enjoyed this, Sirens Through the Fog and Star Plunder over on Spotify, Echoes of the Past over on Chocobo Keeper's channel, Manchester by Night over here on alternate weeks. We'll see you all next time on the Devil Darlings. Bye.
Oi.
Right.
Bye.
Bye!